Organizing it based on how oh, good. Did you do it already? Yeah, I've been all the way over. I said, that's what it's that's supposed to be absolutely not just like the high school. I mean, that was like, I'm a French restaurant. So, yeah. So, we need to go to where? They know how to use around the college. They let us around the college when I was there for Starbucks. That's why I'm going to do this. Is it? Okay. How long does it? Oh, okay. Okay. Is a EU, is a okay, okay. It's like amazing. Okay. I'll look it up. I didn't know. We couldn't get in. And we had kids. I got down trip. Really? In my hotel screen, I'm using my hotel points. Oh, I have points. I know how to. I'm very good at using.
Well, good afternoon. If you're able, would you please stand as we recognize our country? I ask veteran Tom Downing to come forward and lead us in a flag salute. Tom?
Ready, salute. Reset. Arm. To the flag.
Of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. You may be seated.
Order. Arm. Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. Left.
Well, welcome. My name's Scott Moore. I'm Dean of the Division of Continuing and Global Education, and I'm so appreciative that you joined us today. Today is one of the best seasons that Fresno State offers. It's commencement season. But what we're going to do today is we're going to recognize students who are starting their academic career. So tonight you're going to meet students of the Veterans Education Program who are pursuing their academic interests, and tonight become Fresno State Bulldogs. Yay! This is celebrating the concept of matriculation. And matriculation is the point in time where a student is admitted to the university and becomes a degree-seeking student. So the individuals that you're going to meet tonight have all graduated the Veterans Education Program, and they're now officially admitted to pursue their bachelor's degree. So the transition from military life to higher education really is challenging. What this program does is it bridges military life to civilian life to academic student. It does this by providing a 2-semester program towards an undergraduate degree completing 18 general education units in oral communication, English composition, critical thinking, and mathematics. But before we meet our students, I want to tell you just a little brief history of this program. It was back in 2011 when I met a triple Purple Heart named Curtis Foster. When Curtis spoke to me, he spoke very slowly and distinctly. He had suffered traumatic brain injury as a result of being wounded in Afghanistan by the impact of an improvised explosive device. Curtis disclosed that he wanted to attend higher education, but he really didn't know how to do so, and he didn't know if he could be successful. He challenged us to find ways for returning veterans to transition from the military to become successful in the classroom. So we did some research, and we found out there are a lot of challenges. Many veterans start and stop their educational career throughout their active duty, and when they arrive at a university, they may have taken the wrong courses. They've missed required courses, or maybe because of deployment, they have poor performance that would hold them back from admission. In addition, veterans have typically had a rigidity and structure imposed in their lives for many years, only to walk into a new life that is completely dependent upon self-reliance. So for many, higher education can be sink or swim. One of our education program alum, Justin Jacobson, wisely noted that as veterans, and I quote, "We've become conditioned to believe the false narrative that any failure results in catastrophic consequence," end quote. Yet, in higher education, failure can be part of the narrative. Failure is part of learning. It's how we grow. And it's this program that empowers students by focusing on academic skills to prepare them for a successful academic career without the feeling or fear of catastrophic consequence. Program funding comes solely from philanthropic giving raised by individual donors, businesses, community organizations, and foundations. There's no state funding. That is why philanthropic giving is so paramount to our student success, because the program is dependent upon you, supporters of veterans. And in order not to trigger GI benefits, the use of which is often limited to specific time periods, this program is provided at no cost to the student veterans. Tuition, books, course materials, parking passes, ID cards, technology, in short, everything is provided to the student at no cost. But don't be fooled, the program is really quite expensive to run. But the key is we have you to support them, so thank you. And now I've made my introductory remarks deliberately brief. That's very difficult for a dean to do. But we have several students who are going to be speaking tonight. So before I turn the program over to Christy to introduce our students, I do have several people that I would like to recognize tonight. City Council member Drew Bessinger is here. Drew, very nice to have you here. We have representatives from several elected officials' offices. Representing California Senator Groh, we have Shannon Major. Representing California Senator Caballero, we have Luis Martinez. Representing California Assemblymember Arambula, we have Damian Douglas. Representing United States Representative Jim Costa, we have Larry Salinas. Larry, it's wonderful to have you back on campus. You're always welcome here. Representing California Assemblymember Macedo, I apologize, Macedo, is Rosalina Verde Alexander. Rosalina. Representing Senator Padilla, we have Margaret Archiga. Thank you. Also sending best wishes for certificates for our students are the offices of Representative Fong and Assemblymember Soria, and we thank them. Oh, well, thank you for being here. It's very nice to have you here. Apologies. Come on up here, Jason. I can barely hear you.
Assemblyman Tanquipa's office.
Assemblyman Tanquipa talked about it. It's nice to have you here. Thank you. We also have several members of our cabinet here tonight, and so I'd like to introduce those members as well. Representing the President's office is Professor Mariana Anastopoulos. The President is here. The President stepped into the hallway. But I can tell you that Professor Mariana Anastopoulos is an ancient philosopher. She studies ancient philosophy, I should say. I had the opportunity to work with Mariana in the Department of Philosophy, and it's wonderful you could be here tonight. Also on cabinet, we're very privileged to have Jason Hinson. It's nice to have you. Jason is the Executive Director of Government Relations, and also Chief of Staff and Chief Communication Officer Lauren Nickerson. Thank you for being here. So our program tonight is going to recognize 13 students, after which I'll just have a few closing remarks. So here's some housekeeping rules. If you need to use the bathroom or step outside, bathrooms are down the hall. You're welcome to do so. I would just kindly ask you to try to wait in between speeches to do so. And now let me introduce President Saul Jimenez Sandoval. Mariana did a great job of taking that. We're really happy Saul could be here. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our new program manager. She's responsible for the day-to-day operations, and she's really expanded the support that we've been providing our students because of her academic advising background. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Christy Gordon, who will introduce our students. Christy?
Thank you, Dean Moore. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Christy Gordon, and I am honored to celebrate this dedicated group of students we have here today. Though I joined VEP midway through the academic year, I had the privilege of working alongside each of these students as they pursued their academic goals. This cohort truly stands out for the way they support and uplift one another. Over time, they've become more than classmates, they've become a team. I also want to recognize the VEP alumni that are with us today. Thank you for staying connected, referring new students, and continuing to succeed. You remain an important part of this community. Today is not just about completing a program, it's about recognizing the hard work, sacrifices, and growth that brought each of these students to this moment. Every one of them has a unique story, as you will see. Now, we'll hear directly from our students as they share their experiences and reflect on their journeys. I'd like to introduce our first student speaker, Ismael Castro, also known as Milo, up to the podium.
Thank you, Christy. Good evening, esteemed guests. My name is Ismael Castro, but please call me Milo. I am a 4-year peacetime veteran of the United States Army. I worked as an infantryman. More specifically, I worked as a gunner in a Bradley M1A2 infantry fighting vehicle. The Bradley is pretty much a smaller tank with a 25mm Bushmaster chain gun. It was pretty cool. However, transitioning from military life to civilian life wasn't easy for me. Eventually, I turned to alcohol and drugs to cope with the stressors of life. Needless to say, that ended bad. Long story short, I sought help from the VA and was placed in recovery. Thus, the man you see standing here is a new man with a fire for life. Yeah. While in recovery, a counselor that I had was a former VEP graduate and informed me of this program. After a lot of prayer and a lot of reflecting, I decided that helping others recover from the same nightmare I experienced was my calling in life, my purpose. The Veterans Education Program has given me the pathway to reach my goal to become a social worker with the emphasis on substance abuse counseling. At first, because of my background, I felt like I did not belong in an academic setting. But with the help of my professors, the VEP staff, and my fellow cohort classmates, I slowly began to gain the self-confidence that I will take with me to the next phase of my academic journey. As a fully matriculated student, I aim to continue to build my self-esteem because my goal is to build my network as a professional. I want to be able to sit in a room full of professionals with my head held high because I earned my place and I do belong. I am a Fresno State Bulldog. And it's all thanks to you generous donors that help make this program possible. Without you, there is no VEP. Also, I'd like to thank VEP, Dr. Moore, Christy, Teresa. Without you giving me the opportunity, the knowledge, and the confidence, there is no me in college learning the skills necessary to help others take their lives back from this terrible disease. A special shout out to my professors, Mrs. Foster, Mr. Ahead, Mr. Moss, Mr. Sugimoto. Thank you for volunteering your time. There is nothing more special than the heart of a volunteer. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank my girlfriend Denise, my sponsor Manny, and the rest of my sponsor family who has loved me, accepted me, and supported me throughout my recovery and academic journey. Now, normally I would end my speech right there, but there's somebody very special in the room tonight. My daughter, Jasmine. Sweetie, through education, you can be anything you want to be. Let me be an example that it's never too late to chase your dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Milo. Our next student speaker is Jeremy Jaleski.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeremy Jakowski. I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. The summer before my freshman year in high school, I was severely injured in a car accident. I survived. The rest of my family didn't. At only 14 years old, in a single moment, I lost my mom, my dad, my older brother, and my little brother. What I didn't understand at the time is that the accident wasn't just an accident. My older brother was driving, and it was a suicide. Everything that was supposed to guide me through life was gone. After that, I didn't have direction. I didn't have structure. I didn't have anybody to show me what came next. I just was trying to keep moving forward. I graduated high school with a less than ideal GPA, no real plan or sense of purpose. So I turned to the only place that I thought I could find it, the United States Army. As an infantryman, I found something that I hadn't felt in a long time, brotherhood. And I found a new brother, Specialist Avedon Chavez. He was there for me since day one. He got me pillows and sheets from Iraq. He even took me to Jack in the Box for the very first time. After that, our relationship grew into something real. We stayed in the same platoon. We even lived in the same apartment complex. We spent time together outside of work. We'd have each other over for dinner to talk about life, and we looked out for one another. Over time, he helped me pack and prepare for air assault school, and because of that, I graduated. And we became the only two in our platoon to earn our wings. For the first time since I was a kid, I felt like I had somebody in my corner again, somebody that I could count on. But on December 20th, 2017, 5 days before Christmas, while deployed in Iraq, he took his own life. And just like that, another family lost a son. Another family lost a brother. Another family was left trying to figure out and understand something that didn't make sense. And I found myself, once again, losing somebody that I looked up to, somebody that I depended on, and somebody that I called my brother. When my service ended, I was right back where I started, lost and alone, trying to figure out how to move forward again. I worked job after job that got me nowhere, and deep down, I knew I was capable of more. I just didn't know how to get there yet. I come from a family where college wasn't the path. Addiction and instability, that was the environment that I grew up in. Nobody showed me how to do this, and for a long time, I didn't believe I was capable of it either. Then I met another veteran who had gone through the Veterans Education Program, Andrew, who is actually here with us tonight. I want to say thank you, because for the first time in a long time, I saw the way forward. The Veterans Education Program didn't just help me enroll in school. It gave me structure when I didn't have any. It gave me people who understand exactly where I come from. It gave me guidance, accountability, and belief. Belief that I belong in a classroom. Belief that I'm capable of building something better. Belief that no matter what I've been through, I still have a future. That changed everything for me. Today, I'm working towards a career in nursing. After my accident, I spent some time in ICU fighting to survive. The doctors saved my life, but it was the nurses who made me want to live again. They were the ones who sat with me, spoke with me, encouraged me, and reminded me that there was still something ahead of me. That experience stayed with me, and I want to have that same impact on other people as well. That's why I'm pursuing a degree in nursing. Since my service, I lived back at home in Maryland. I stayed in Delaware for a bit. I spent some time in Texas. And for a long time, I never truly felt like I belonged anywhere. I never really felt at home. But because of this program, because of Fresno State, and because of the people who believed in me in this program, I'm proud to call California my new home. And I'm grateful to be a Bulldog. This path isn't possible without support. And that's why I want to thank every donor who believes in this program and invests in veterans like us. What you're doing isn't just funding education. You're giving people like me a second chance at direction, at purpose, at building a life we can be proud of. I want to thank the professors who volunteered their time to guide us. I want to thank my English professor, Professor Dar, for helping me find my voice. My communications professor, Professor Moss, for teaching me how to use it with confidence. My University 1 professor, Professor Foster, for teaching us how to navigate college and take advantages of resources I didn't know existed. And my Math 45 professor, Professor Sugimoto, for showing us patience, encouragement, and proving that even the subjects that we fear the most can become manageable with the right support. You are helping us build a stairway out of the darkness into a future many of us thought was impossible. And I want to thank my girlfriend, Belinda, for always believing in me, for seeing something in me for a long time I no longer saw in myself. You're not just helping veterans go to school, you're helping us find our place again. I lost my family more than once, but because of the Veterans Education Program, I didn't lose my future. Thank you.
Our next student is Joseph Padama.
Good evening. My name is Joe Padama. I was born and raised in the Central Valley. I joined the Air Force in 2016 as an avionics technician and separated in 2020. My time in the service taught me discipline, resilience, and how to push through challenges even when things felt uncertain. But when I transitioned out, I found myself facing a different kind of challenge, figuring out what comes next. I know this might sound a little goofy, but the greatest thing the Veterans Education Program gave me was simply a place to start. Before that, the idea of college and pursuing a higher education always felt out of reach. Not because I didn't care, but because I genuinely didn't know how to begin. Even something as basic as applying felt overwhelming, and I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of not knowing where to take the first step. Through the VEP, I was given guidance, structure, and support. It helped turn something that once felt intimidating into something that felt possible. For the first time, I wasn't just thinking about what now, I was actually moving forward. To me, being able to matriculate feels like a fresh start, a new beginning. It represents an opportunity to redefine myself and build a future with intention. For a long time, I struggled to figure out where I wanted to go in life or what direction I should take. But through the VEP and through conversations with my classmates, I started to find a sense of purpose. I've decided to study psychology with the goal of becoming a school psychologist. I want to be someone who can support others, especially young people who may be struggling or trying to find their own path. I understand what it feels like to be unsure, and I want to be able to make a positive impact in the lives of others who might feel the same way. I've lived a fairly solitary life, and because of that, I'm especially looking forward to this next chapter. I'm excited to meet new people, hear different perspectives, and broaden my social horizons. I see this experience not just as an academic journey, but as a personal one as well. For me, this is the place I want to be, and it is time for a new beginning. Overall, I'm grateful for the opportunities ahead, for the support I've received, and for the chance to start something new. Thank you.
Be fine. Our next student is Michelle Ururia.
It's close enough, Miss Gordon. I honestly don't think I've been saying it right my whole life. Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Renee Urrutia, and I was born and raised right here in California. I live by one simple truth. It's never too late, so go get it. And that's not just something I say. It's something I lived. Because my journey hasn't been perfect. As a Latina, I faced challenges that didn't always come with instructions. I worked blue-collar jobs, been in the carpenters union, worked in customer service, and even stood out on the side of Pacheco Pass selling fruit just to get by. Confidence wasn't something I always had. School wasn't easy for me growing up. There were moments I felt lost, like every decision I could make could make or break my future. I didn't always believe in myself. I tried college before, and if I'm being honest, I've only passed PE and photography. Life kept moving. My 20s came and went. My 30s hit, and I remember thinking, am I doing life right? Then, at 37 years old, I made the decision that changed everything. I joined the military. At an age when most people felt like their story is already written, I choose to start over. Not because it was easy, but because I knew I wanted more. The military gave me discipline, confidence, and purpose. I worked on F-18s, deployed when needed, and became part of something bigger than myself. But more than anything, it taught me this. No matter where you come from, no matter how many times you've doubted yourself or how late you think it is, you still have time. But coming back wasn't easy. There were moments after my service when I didn't know what was next. Excuse me. Moments where I thought maybe school isn't just for me. And that's a scary place to be. When you know you want more but don't know how to get there, that's where people stepped in. Programs like Veterans Education Program didn't just give me information. They gave me direction. They gave me support. They gave me a path. And because of that, I made a decision to come back to school. Today, I stand here at California State University working towards my bachelor's degree in recreation administration because one day I will be a park ranger. And here's the truth. This didn't happen by accident. It happened because of support. It happened because of an opportunity. And it happened because people believe that someone like me is worth investing. That's where you come in. Because of donors like you, students like me get another chance. Not just to sit in the classroom, but to rebuild confidence, to create a future, and to prove to ourselves that we are capable of more. When you invest in a program like this, you're not just funding education, you're changing lives. You're helping veterans transition, you're helping students find direction, you're creating real outcomes, graduates, careers, and futures. I am living proof of that. I didn't get here alone. This moment exists because of people who refuse to give up on me, my professors, my mentors, my family. Dr. Carla Sejas, a woman who didn't just believe in me, she showed me what was possible. And my father, my foundation, my example of hard work and my strength. Because of you and because of them, I will keep going, I will succeed, and I will graduate from Fresno State. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Our next speaker is Joanna Garcia.
I just want to say I'm sorry I'm late. I had to go to work and I ran out of time. But as I was. Good evening, distinguished donors, faculty, honored guests, and fellow students. My name is Joanna, and this past academic year in the Veterans Education Program, or VEP, felt a lot like riding a bike. At first you wobble, you fall, you rely on your training wheels to find your balance. But with the right support, patience, and guidance, you begin to steady yourself. For me, the VEP became those training wheels, giving me the foundation and confidence I needed until I was ready to ride on my own. Despite many challenges, my life has taken me down many different paths. But the most defining was my time in the United States Army. I served 7 years from May 2013 to June 2020 as a wheeled vehicle mechanic and recovery specialist. As a sergeant, I wore many hats and learned to lead, adapt, and carry responsibility. During my service, I had the opportunity to be stationed in diverse locations such as Kansas, Washington, and South Korea. After leaving the military, I became a stay-at-home mom, fully devoted to raising my 2 children. But life had other plans for me, and after relocating back to Madera, I found myself working full-time in the grape fields to provide for my family. With my mother as my foreman and my brother as my supervisor, I started to find myself amongst the rows of grapes that at times felt endless. Less than 2 years later, I stepped into this new chapter through this cohort. From military to motherhood, from the fields to the classroom. Each transition asked something new of me. One of the most impactful lessons the VEP has given me is the opportunity to rediscover myself as an individual. In Professor Dar's English class, I found my voice. And thanks to Professor Moss's comms class, I was able to prove that. I learned to speak with confidence and trust that my experiences mattered. That confidence became a foundation I will carry with me as I continue my academic journey. Now, as I prepared to matriculate into Fresno State, I recognized how meaningful this opportunity truly is. This program met me at a pivotal moment and gave me the structure, mentorship, and encouragement I needed to grow with purpose. And in that process, I realized that while this may not be where I originally intended to be, I know it is exactly where I need to be. Looking toward the future, I will be pursuing a bachelor's degree in agricultural business. Living in the Central Valley, I understand that agriculture is not only an industry, but a cornerstone of this community. Because of my firsthand experience in the fields, I am especially interested in learning the logistical and operational side of managing and operating a vineyard. I am eager to grow within an industry that helps shape our region. But no one reaches a moment like this alone, and I am no exception. I'd like to begin by thanking my mother, Antonia, and my stepdad, Pedro, for their love, sacrifice, and steady support. A mis padres, gracias por su amor, su apoyo, y sus consejos. To my family, especially Marcos and Lucy, thank you for always showing up for me through every high and low. Because of all of you, my children and I know we never walk alone. I would also like to take a minute to honor the memory of my younger sister, Diana, who passed away at a young age and never had the opportunity to share moments like this. I know she's always with me, but today I feel her presence even more. To my children, Sophia and Jesse, this is all for you. I want you to see firsthand how perseverance creates opportunity and how education can transform possibilities into realities. Thank you for always keeping me grounded. Those long, sleepless nights completing assignments while quietly watching you sleep were all the reminder I needed to keep pushing forward. To my professors, thank you for your guidance and influence throughout this cohort. To the faculty behind the success of this program, thank you for everything you do. And to the donors who made this program even possible, please accept my deepest gratitude. Your generosity has opened doors that once felt out of reach. Programs like this are rare, and for veterans like me, they make all the difference in bridging the gap between service and higher education. This program didn't just support my transition, it gave me the structure, confidence, and opportunity to move forward with purpose. So now, I stand before you ready to take those training wheels off. Because of all of you, I don't ride alone. This chapter isn't where my journey ends, it's where I find my balance. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. Our next speaker is Daniel Canela Garcia.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I'm a VEP student. I served in the U.S. Army from 2021 to 2025, active side, as an Abrams tank systems maintainer. also known as 91 Alpha. Briefly, what this means is that I serviced, repaired, and towed Abrams tanks and sometimes performed questionable stunts and repairs to get that thing back in the fight. Things like craning 5 to 7 tons of equipment during unfavorable weather like snow, rain, wind, or thunder. Or JB welding high-pressure hydraulic lines just to make it to the next maintenance area. After all, the motto is mission first. Currently, I continue to serve in the National Guard. However, I recently transferred to the Air National Guard. Throughout the semester, Professor Daher, our English professor, and Professor Moss, our communications professor, have taught me how to effectively express and communicate my thoughts to an audience. One through writing and one through speaking. As you can tell, I haven't mastered it, but I have the basics. Communicating effectively is a necessary skill with obvious advantages in my future. But I want to focus on and how therapeutic it was for myself. With English being my second language, many times I found myself thinking of a response for a question. But what came out of my mouth was essentially gibberish. It was in the wrong tone, it was the wrong words, and many times in the wrong order. Improper translation does that. These two classes helped me slow down and understand what I was thinking, how I was feeling, and why I was feeling that way. Then I was able to communicate those thoughts and feelings through writing or speaking, for example, now. Looking ahead, after I matriculate, I want to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering, followed by commissioning into the Air Force and becoming an officer. As a Bulldog, I look forward to college life, meeting new people, enjoying life every day, and a new goal for me, becoming a role model for my little cousins. Thank you for your time, and a special thanks to the faculty, donors, and all the professors for putting up with us. Thank you.
Our next student is Blanca Gama.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here with you today on this special occasion. My name is Blanca Gama. I began my college journey in 2003, unsure of the path I wanted to take. After a year, I made the decision to join the military in June 2004. I entered the Air Force, and after training in Texas, began my career in Japan. What I thought would be a 4-year commitment turned into a 20-year career as a medical administrator. Over those years, I served in hospital, clinics, and a medical training schoolhouse. I moved 7 times, stationed in Japan, Korea twice, Germany, Texas, Ohio, and California, and completed 2 deployments, one in Iraq and another aboard the USNS Mercy on a humanitarian mission. I became very good at what I did, not just as a medical administrator, but as a supervisor, a teammate, and someone who could handle whatever the military asked of me. But I wasn't always happy. The military taught me how to excel, even in roles I didn't love. Joining the veteran education program has been life-changing. It didn't just help me academically, it helped me understand myself. For a long time, I believed I wasn't a people person. But after leaving the military and spending a year and a half with limited interaction outside my family, I found myself struggling with depression. I stopped doing the things I enjoyed and didn't recognize who I had become. Coming back to school changed that. This program showed me how much I need connection, how much I thrive when I am part of a community. The relationships I've built with my classmates and professors have made a meaningful difference in my life. While the military brought us together through service, this program has brought us together through growth. My classmates have reminded me that community doesn't end when the uniform comes off. This experience has also given me the confidence to pursue my goals without doubt. I am currently majoring in business administration with a focus in accounting, and I plan to earn my MBA to become a health center manager overseeing finances and operations in a healthcare facility. I look forward to building a stable career, staying in one place, and creating the kind of routine I've come to value. What means even more to me is knowing I won't be on this journey alone. My fellow VEP classmates and I started together, and we will continue to support each other as we move forward. I would like to thank Professor Dar, Moss, Foster, and Sugimoto for their guidance and support. I truly would not be here without you. And also thank you to my sister and my mother. They have been there for me in my worst and best moments and have always supported me. And finally, thank you to the donors. Your generosity has made this milestone possible for me and for so many others. I may have started this journey uncertain, but today I stand here with clarity, purpose, and confidence in what comes next. Thank you.
I would like to introduce Jose Mendoza.
Put these on right quick. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jose Mendoza, and after 20 years in the service in the United States Army, from 2000 to 2020, I am now starting a new mission. I'm earning my degree and building a future beyond the military. During my time in the service, I completed 3 combat tours in Iraq in 2003, 2006, and 2008, the same year my son was born. I began my career in the cavalry before transitioning into the logistics management. I was stationed at several locations, including Fort Campbell, Fort Lee, and Fort Lewis, to name a few. One of the assignments I enjoyed the most was serving as a small group instructor at the Warrior Leader Course, or WLC. We like our acronyms. This course taught young soldiers how to be leaders, not just in garrison, but also in the field. And I took great pride in teaching leadership skills, especially in real-world scenarios. I remember one soldier whose military occupation, MOS, was a flute player in an Army band. I taught her how to lead soldiers and attack a machine gun position, how to direct fire on an enemy, how to move quietly through the wooded area in a tactical formation. After the course, she pulled me aside and thanked me. She said, "I will never use this." But it gave her confidence to lead in her everyday life, and that she knew that she could if she had to. No one could take that from her, and at that moment, I felt a great sense of pride. I first learned about the Veterans Education Program from a former student I met at Clovis Community College. After I retired, I worked in logistics for many companies, bounced around. I can't even tell you how many companies I did. I moved to Fresno, and I got a job at a power plant here called Rio Bravo. It was a great job. I was super excited. They told me I'll be here for 35 years, and then I got laid off a year later. So at that time, I decided to pursue my degree in education and invest in myself. One of the biggest things this program has taught me is how to become a better student, a communicator. And coming back to school after so many years was not easy, especially adjusting to writing in a classroom environment. This program helped me stay focused, build confidence, and connect with other veterans that are going through the same process. It gave me structure and support, which made a huge difference in my success. Learning new technologies, academic research techniques, and sent me to the path forward towards success. In this program, it means a lot to me. It's given me a second chance to grow with my experience. Even back from my first experience in 2009, I didn't finish what I started. Being here, completing what I once left behind means everything. It's just not about school. It's about proving to myself I can start what I finished. Looking forward to majoring in geology with the goal of becoming a high school teacher. I like to teach science. My sons, who are now in high school, he told me, "Dad, you make a great teacher." And it really stuck with me. Combining my background in the military, instructing, I teach at a jiu-jitsu academy, and I really love nature. I believe this is the right path for me. I'm also looking forward to continuing my education at Fresno State and growing both personally and professionally. I want to take this moment right now to thank the donors and supporters of this program. Your contributions make a real difference in the lives of veterans like myself. Because of your support, we are able to transition to a new chapter, gain an education, build a future for ourselves and our families, and doesn't go unnoticed and is truly appreciated. I also want to thank my family, especially my wife, Melissa, and my sons, Dorian and Ethan. Thank you for standing with me through the transition and supporting me as I take on this new challenge. And to my boys, when you sit with me and ask me about my school day, it means a lot more than you know. I'm doing this for you, and I hope that you see that it's never too late to push forward. Thank you.
Our next student is David Vandermeer.
Better. My voice projects really good, so I don't know if maybe I should do that. Good evening, veterans, faculty, donors, and our honored guests. My name is David van der Merwe. I was born and raised in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. I came to the United States to seek work and opportunity, and I found my American dream here, and ultimately made this country my home. Along the way, I've been fortunate enough to make friends, and friends that are like family around the world who are watching us across the globe tonight via Zoom. Saying hi to everyone in England, France, Australia, Poland, Portugal, Germany, and of course, South Africa. In 2013, I joined a new family, the United States Navy. I served as a machinist mate in the main propulsion plant of an amphibious assault ship, the USS Essex. Basically a glorified floating hotel for like 5,000 Marines. And we deployed to the Middle East. That service shaped my ethic, my work ethic, my sense of purpose, my commitment to something greater than myself. And also I got my citizenship through the Navy, which I was really happy about. When my military service was completed, I wanted the best possible educational transition to launch into the next chapter of my career. The Veteran Education Program has provided me with a pathway to Fresno State University. Really has. To the donors, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your generosity turns opportunity into a reality, and it builds the infrastructure for veterans that allows us to succeed here at Fresno State. The VEP program has meticulously prepared me for the rigors of Fresno State University. Professor Dar, Foster, Professor Moss, and Sakimoto, you've given me the knowledge of English writing, public communication, mathematics, and critical thinking. These gifts will guide me in my future and beyond. Today, I stand before you ready and matriculated in the Veteran Education Program and ready to pursue a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering with confidence and determination. Your donations made that possible, no one else. Thank you. I finally want to thank my family, my friends, and the outstanding Fresno State faculty. Your unwavering support throughout this journey. I couldn't have done this without your faith and encouragement. Thank you.
Let me introduce to you Jose Hernandez.
Afternoon. Afternoon, everyone. My name is Jose Hernandez. After graduating from Madera High, I took a different path that was a little different from my peers. I joined the Army as an infantry soldier and served at Fort Campbell, Kentucky with the 101st Airborne Division. My job was focused on ground combat and tactical operation. I was never the type of person who liked to sit for hours or spend my nights doing homework and studying for tests. I felt like serving my country was a better use of my energy than sitting in a classroom. My parents were a bit worried at first, since they hoped that I would go straight to school after graduating. But they supported my decision at the end. Moving from the military to college is a huge shift. After being out of school for a few years, I really wasn't not sure. My bad. I wasn't sure if I could keep up with the education side of things. One of the biggest things that the Veteran Education Program taught me was how to be a successful student again. The program helped me rebuild my skills and taught me how to manage my time and organize with my assignments. The instructors were always patient and willing to guide me. Working on small projects in class actually helped me get comfortable participating and sharing my ideas with the group. The VIP also taught me that it's okay to ask for help when I need it. Being around other veterans made this whole process a lot more relaxing because we just understand each other. Having people around who speaks the same language helps you bridge the gap between being a soldier to a student. It gives you the breathing room to enjoy the journey instead of just stressing about it. This program gave me direction and reminded me that I belong in a higher education just like as much as everyone else. Because of this support, I feel comfortable stepping into a college level work. I am proud of how far I came, how far I have come. Starting this fall semester at Fresno State, I'll be studying exercise science. I am excited and ready to show myself that I could do this. I am even looking forward to joining student clubs and meeting new people. To my parents who believe in me from the very beginning, thank you. And to the faculty and donors who made this program possible. None of this would have happened without you. Thank you.
Our next student is Jasmine Pitcher.
Good afternoon. I'm Jasmine Pitcher, as was previously stated. I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to the donors of the Veterans Education Program. Your generosity does more than just provide financial support to us veterans. It shows us that we are loved, thought of, and cared for, and helps us open doors we once thought were shut for good. This was something I had only ever dreamed about. Going to college, getting to live with pride as a veteran in the United States. It always seemed just out of reach for me. Just seemed out of reach for me in the walk of life I began with. Thanks to this program, it's now not just out of my range, it's in my grasp, firm and strong. I fought for education for years through a slew of abuse, neglect, foster care, and varying things no child should have had to have ever gone through. And they still haunt me to this day. But education always held me together. Trying to educate myself through that was always a goal. learning to draw, going to the nearby libraries whenever I would move, using that as my form of escape from everything that was happening when I was young. Meeting and moving in with my father was the best chance at life I was ever granted. And I'm forever grateful for him. He taught me that hard work will pay off in the long run, no matter what past you may have come from. I joined the high school. I joined the Air Force straight out of high school. It provided me a really grounded reality. I served 8 years from 2017 until 2025. I was given the opportunity to see new sights, meet new cultures, and experience the world. I'm forever grateful for that as well. It shaped me into the woman you get to see in front of you today. Through the Air Force, they often encouraged college education to further your career. I was unfortunately not able to take that while I was in, namely due to my own insecurities with education and the fear of failing I held within. I served those 8 years with pride and excitement for the future, of which I thought I would never leave. Unfortunately, that was not the case due to some outside forces. So, lost, confused, and fearful for the future, I reached out to Fresno State's Department of Admissions, and they directed me to Robin, who helped me get enrolled in the Veterans Education Program. This program was the transition I needed to be the woman I want to be. It has allowed me to grow, develop my speech skills, and my study habits that I never properly had while I was in high school. Where now instead I focus on active recall techniques to withhold new knowledge. Now me, who was once an awkward kid, gets to stand in front of you, strong and prideful. This transformation wouldn't be possible without the support I've had. To the donors, thank you for investing in veterans like me. You're not just funding education, you're empowering second chances, fueling personal growth, and helping us translate our service into meaningful futures. As I matriculate into Fresno State, I'll be attending the music education program with the goals of becoming a band director after graduating. This stemmed from an endless support for my passion in music when I was going through high school living here in the Central Valley. My family's support let me explore that option, and I'm forever grateful to them. My family's always been there for me. Even though I met them when I was 13 years old, I was always in their mind until the day we finally reunited. They fought for me and have been in my side of the court ever since the moment they could give me the warmth I needed. To my dad, thank you for your continual love, support, and being the pillar of stoicism and strength I needed to see to grow in my life. Your journey was long and arduous, much as my own. As we've opened up to each other and told ourselves more about each other's, I feel closer to you, and that motivates me to continue being prideful of the picture name. Thank you for showing me that this journey called life is just the beginning. To Gracie, my stepmother, thank you for taking the gauntlet of being my mother. I know we fought for years and butt heads constantly, but you quickly became the pinnacle of enjoying life and the colors it brings. Thank you for being such a strong and powerful woman to lead me into the future whenever I felt I had no path clearly ahead. Lastly, my siblings, Nathan, Grayson, Charlotte, you've been there as a source of inspiration to my music, my art, and ever since I met you, you guys saw me as your sibling, even though I didn't get the chance to be there right from the beginning. You're truly some of my best friends, and I couldn't do any of this without you. Because of all of you, the donors, my family, the teachers, the faculty, I'm able to stand here prideful as a woman, a veteran, but most importantly, starting today, a Fresno State Bulldog. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Our next presenter is Jesus Garcia.
Good afternoon. My name is Jesus Garcia, and I'm incredibly happy to be here. I am originally from nearby Selma. You guys may know it. and I've always been proud to call the Central Valley home. I enlisted in the Air Force in 2021, and I loved it. I've made lifelong friends and found purpose along the way. My job title was Munition Systems Technician. That meant testing, building, and loading bombs and missiles onto F-16 fighter jets and F-15s sometimes, and F-18s sometimes as well. I recently completed my service in the Air Force in October of last year. Luckily, the military has stationed me in places like Korea, Italy, and the Middle East. Not the Middle East, really, but I wasn't really looking for that one. But I'm honored to continue my service with the Air National Guard here in Fresno, doing the same job I was doing on the active side. I was still active duty when the cohort began, actually. Luckily, the VEP faculty worked with me, and this allowed me to attend the VEP virtually through Zoom. So that was interesting. So I didn't really get to connect with the classmates really, but once I came back and I was able to come back in person, I was like, you know what, they're pretty cool. So come on, I mean, they're pretty chill. Now, trying to gain a higher education, I aspire to earn a bachelor's degree in business and commission back into the Air Force as an officer through Fresno State's ROTC program. I wish to return to a career I left in progress and to finish my career in the Air Force with a degree. I am incredibly lucky and honored to be part of this year's Veterans Education Program Cohort. A huge thank you to all the donors and the staff who have made this possible, and I appreciate your support. Go Bulldogs.
Our final student speaker for this evening is Ryan De La Cruz.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Where I come from, as a proud first-generation Filipino immigrant who earned the rank of Master Chief in the finest United States Navy, we say it like this: you don't wait for life to line up nice. You step in and handle what's in front of you. I came up in a time shaped by 9/11. A day that means something different to everyone in this room. 3 combat wartime sore on my end. For me, it's personal. Where I come from, we don't say much about it. We just carry it. We remember it, but we never forget. Last year, my father chose to rest on 9/11 of all days. As if he's telling me, hey, son, let go of that anger. 9/11 now is a joyful day. Today, May 7th, would be his birthday. He'd be 79. So I boldly asked God. I said, God, let me RSVP my father just for a few hours so he can watch me graduate. So if I stand a little straighter, it's because I'm not standing alone. Pop's next to me. In my culture, there's a value called bayanihan. And my teammates and I, we display that. It means you cannot move by yourself alone. In order to move, you got to move as a team. This has been a great year for that, being able to be a part of a team again after not doing anything after my retirement of 2 years. And today, I carry more than just my story. My father with me, my mother, Perla's there. A great, great sounding board and genuine chief friend of mine, Amy Housley, is here, all the way from Lake Elsinore. Thank you, sis. My teammates, they're here with me, who consistently motivated me to move forward and mentored me along the way. I learned so much. By the way, I am Ryan De La Cruz. and I've had the honor of serving our fine U.S. Navy for 24 years. During my time in service, I worked in both clinical and operational environments. We supported Marines and sailors in high-pressure situations, sometimes soldiers also, where decisions had real consequences. I deployed, I trained, and I led. And over time, I rose to the rank of Master Chief. At that level, the job changes. You're no longer just doing missions. You're responsible for the people who will carry it after you. As a corpsman, when things went bad, nobody called or asked for comfort. Stuff go bad, they go, corpsman up! Someone been deployed in 3 war deployments, that responsibility just doesn't leave. It sticks with you. The military gave me structure, discipline, purpose. But when that chapter closed, like many veterans, I was left asking, okay, what comes next? What's next? That's where the veteran education program came in and really, truthfully changed everything. One specific thing this program taught me is how to translate military discipline into academic success. In the military, the mission is assigned. Here, I had to learn how to define it myself. Veteran education program taught me how to stay structured without constant supervision, how to manage time in a completely different environment, and how to stay accountable in a classroom instead of a command. More importantly, it showed me this: the mindset that made me effective in uniform, it still works. It just needed direction. That shift from being given that mission to owning it was a huge shift. Now that I'm matriculating into Fresno State, this program means more than preparation. It's a really good hard reset, not just for myself, but I think I can speak for all my teammates. It gave, not just me, it gave us the space to rebuild, to reconnect with purpose, and to realize we're not starting over, we're continuing it forward. Looking ahead, I'll be pursuing a degree in social work. I got a good mentor already, Miss Christie. She said she got me. My goal is to continue serving, this time by helping others, especially veterans, navigate trauma, transition, and deal with mental health changes. I want to take what I lived through and turn it into something that helps someone else keep moving forward. And one thing I'm really, truly looking forward to is being a strong role model for my son, showing him that no matter how long you serve in one chapter of life, you can still help in the next one with purpose. Before I close, I would like to say deep thank you to the faculty. Thank you for your guidance and for holding us to a particular standard. To our professors, sir, thank you for pushing us, challenging us, and refusing to let us settle for anything less than our best. And to the donors, thank you for believing in this program and in veterans like us. Because of you, we were giving something rare: time, structure, and real chance to succeed without losing momentum in our transition. In the beginning, I told you about my culture bayanihan. It means hold hands, lift it together like a team. What you gave us, donors, wasn't just an opportunity. You gave us a lot of momentum. I served 24 years answering the call when people needed help. Now I'm stepping forward to answer a different call, one that I actually choose. And if I do it right, my son will see it, My mom will see it. My father will know it. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
Great job, Ryan. Would you please join me in one round of applause for all of our veteran graduates today? Okay, here's the hardest part of today. I'm going to call on our students to stand in front, forming one single line in the order that you came in. So Milo, you're going to stand in front of our presidents, and Ryan, you'll be standing on this side with everybody in the same order they were speaking. And I'm going to ask our elected officials or people who are presenting certificates or coins to please form a line down the left side of the room. Your left. So I'll just briefly explain what's happening. Today, our students are being presented a series of certificates from several government agencies, including the California Assembly, the California Senate, the United States House of Representatives. We also have a special challenge coin that is only given to graduates of this program, as well as our president has brought the University Challenge coin to give our students, and they will also receive a lithograph of the university's Veterans Monument. So we are going to start the line right now.
Costa, I'm the toughest up here, man. Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Daniel, Canela.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
I lived in Philly for 5 years. I know you're talking about these. Very different. Yeah, congratulations.
And you were assistant?
Congratulations.
I'm not a fan of
Yeah.
I'm a fan of you, though.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Nice. How you doing, baby?
I'm good. How about yourself? Congratulations.
Thank you, son. Appreciate that.
I'm from the same city of Milwaukee. Congratulations. Something to do to tire that. Congrats. I'm from the family member, Dr. Congratulations. Good luck. Congratulations.
We need to get Jose over I'm shaking. Thank you, sir. I got a hat for you too, sir.
Thank you so much. Oh, I can thank Mr. Musk for that. Thank you so much.
Not done, so if you take a seat, that'd be great.
Okay.
Good seeing you. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. Great. Thank you. We'll call we'll call back to order for just a few more minutes. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce our campus leader, someone who is a friend of mine who I've been able to work with for many years. This is our president, Saul Jimenez Sandoval. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank our vets for their powerful speeches of belonging to yourselves. What I see when I hear you is an incredible history that has shaped you, sometimes very painful. But at the same time, it has made who you are today. And what I see is you're embracing that history with all of your strength in order to pay it forward, in order so that family and society can be stronger as you move forward in life. So today I want to thank you for sharing of yourselves to us. I want to thank you for coming to Fresno State, being part of the Bulldog family. And I want to encourage you to start thinking of yourselves as the leaders that you are. You are all leaders. I know that it took a lot for you to be here. We all heard your stories. These are powerful, powerful stories. But what we see in the audience are articulate human beings who are able to fuse together history plus experience plus a future ahead of you. That's a leader right there. And you will find yourselves time and time again that the ability for you to articulate next steps will make you that leader that we all need in life. You won't just be a worker. You won't just be an employee. I predict that all of you will be leaders in the future. So I want you to go home and see yourself in the mirror and say to yourselves, I embody leadership. I embody leadership. And it will be up to me to contribute back in a positive way that leaves a legacy. So with that, I want to commit to you the following. There isn't a single challenge at Fresno State that you and I cannot both resolve together. You have an incredible system support here. You have the vet office as well. Right in front of my booth is your office. It's right in front of that booth. I'm at the booth twice a month for a whole hour, twice a month. If you go through the process and you are not able to find the right answers or the right solution, you come to me. And I commit to you that you and I will resolve any issue that you have on this campus in order for me to see you walk that stage with your degree in hand. One last thought. It's been mentioned over and over and over. There's a saying in Spanish with which I do not agree. Most of the sayings in Spanish I agree with, deep-heartedly. But this one, I do not agree with it. It says, perdido por cinco, perdido por cien. If you lose 5, well, you might as well lose 100. That saying says, if you're not perfect, then you're not worth it. That's not the case. If you lose 5, you still have 95. You bounce back. It's built within you. It's built within you to bounce back. Remember that always. So with that, count of 3, go Dogs. 1, 2, 3. Go Dogs!
I designed that poorly. I should never follow Saul. Just a couple quick concluding remarks. This program is really special. I mean, students, you are the center of our attention. But behind our students, we've amassed a small army of supporters. And we've come together as a community to provide those resources to make this program happen. And I'd be remiss if I didn't take a minute to recognize those people. A big supporter of this program has been and continues to be the Chevron organization, and this is the 5th year that the Chevron Corporation has underwritten the vast majority of the cost of a student cohort. Joining Chevron is the Bank of America Charitable Trust, a strong local supporter of our program. They have many veterans employees, and they have taught our students topics such as financial literacy, budgeting, veterans loans, and they're prepared to offer mentorship. A fond partner of ours continues to be the Clovis Rodeo Association, and the Wrangler Foundation matches the gift of the Clovis Rodeo. We send very special thank yous to the Stubblefield family and the Caravano family. Both families are watching online tonight. We want to give special thanks to the Vietnam Veterans number 933 and the American Legion number 147. And special thanks is extended to the Bertha and John Garabedian Charitable Foundation, the Sue Johnson Survivors Trust, and the W. Ray Johnson Family Foundation. We'd also like to thank Lupe Tapia, Sharon McLean, Tracy Bessie, Richard Best, Tanis DeRossi, Deborah Luis Horado, Lauren Nickerson, Danielle Young, Brandon Darr, Ernest Flores, Christy Gordon, Lori Leon Stein, Tom Shu, Mariana Anastopoulos, Brady Crook, Gina Mike Federhoff, Orlando Leon, Elizabeth Steiner, Carla Sejas, Laura Ladamo, Marvin Scott, Jim and Jean Johnson, Paula Norma Kaser, Michael Cohen, Barbara Foster, Vicki Moore, Ted Daly, Carl Moore, Thomas and Cynthia Downing, and Chuck and Lois Rigsby, who are watching online. Would you please join me with a round of applause for those individuals who have given their time and treasure? This concludes the formal part of our program, but I would encourage you to find one of our student veterans, share some appetizers, and congratulate them on their accomplishments. Thank you for coming tonight.